63% Americans are trapped in a paycheck-to-paycheck cycle, but most don't even understand why it's happening. In this video, you're not just going to hear another story. You're going to learn the real reasons behind this financial trap. You'll see how lifestyle creep drains your income, how credit card interest silently destroys your paycheck, why most emergencies push Americans deeper into debt, how lack of financial education keeps millions stuck, and finally, the exact strategies anyone can use to break free from this cycle forever. So let's uncover the hidden system that keeps people broke and how you can escape it. Mark is an average American in his early 30s, living in a mid-sized city, working a stable full-time job, earning around $4,500 a month, which should be enough to live a decent life, pay bills, and still have something left at the end of the month. But the truth is, it never works out that way. The moment his paycheck hits his account, it begins to melt away like ice on a summer day. His rent alone is $1,900, and that's not even a luxury apartment. It's just a regular place in a normal neighborhood. Then comes a $600 car payment that includes full insurance, because driving without insurance isn't an option in the US. Groceries take another $400, even though he buys mostly essentials. Between subscriptions, internet bills, and his phone plan, another $300 disappears. But the real killer is the credit card minimum payments, around $700 a month, because he spent the last few years swiping without thinking, paying later, and slowly sinking into interest he didn't fully understand. Add gas, utilities, unexpected small expenses, and suddenly by week 2, Mark is staring at a near-empty bank account, waiting for the next paycheck to survive. And here's the shocking part. Mark's story isn't special at all. This is the exact reality for 63% of Americans, people who work hard, earn decently, and still have nothing left after just a few days. This cycle is so common, so silent, and so destructive that most people don't even realize they're trapped inside it. And it usually begins with something small, something innocent. Lifestyle creep. As soon as someone gets a raise or a better job, instead of improving their financial stability, they upgrade their lifestyle. A slightly higher income suddenly makes people feel like they deserve a nicer apartment, a new car, better furniture, or more convenience. Americans often don't increase their savings when their income rises. They increase their expenses. Before the new paycheck arrives, every dollar is already mentally spent. This is the first trap, the foundation of the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. But then comes the second trap, the most dangerous one, credit cards. Credit cards in the US are extremely easy to get, and swiping them feels painless. A $20 purchase doesn't feel like real money because the payment is delayed. But when the bill arrives, people usually pay only the minimum payment, thinking they're being responsible. What they don't see is the 20% to 30% interest quietly growing in the background. This interest compounds month after month, turning small purchases into huge financial burdens. By the time people realize what's happening, they're drowning in debt they can't escape. Mark didn't buy anything crazy, just gas, groceries, clothes, and occasional dinners out. But the interest turned it into a monster he can barely manage. And this is happening in millions of households across America. Then there's the third trap, no emergency savings. Most Americans don't even have $1,000 in their savings account. So when life throws a curveball, a blown tire, a medical bill, a lost job, a broken water heater, people don't use savings because they don't have any. They swipe the credit card again, digging deeper into debt. Every emergency becomes another financial setback. Every setback increases interest. And every month the situation becomes more stressful. The cycle tightens its grip. And the biggest reason this cycle survives is because of the fourth trap, lack of financial education. Schools in America teach algebra, history, biology, and literature, but almost never teach real money skills. They don't teach how credit cards work, how compound interest traps people, how to build a budget, how to handle debt, or how to grow savings. People grow up learning academic theories but not basic financial survival skills. So when they step into real adult life, they make expensive mistakes without even knowing they're mistakes. They sign up for loans they can't afford, swipe credit cards without understanding interest, or rent apartments that take half their income. This lack of knowledge fuels the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle from generation to generation. But the powerful truth is this: the cycle can be broken, even if someone is deep inside it. And the first step toward breaking it is understanding how money actually flows. Financial stability is not about earning more money. It's about controlling the money you already earn. This is where the 50-30-20 budget rule becomes life-changing. It says 50% of your income should go toward needs like rent, groceries, transportation, 30% toward wants like eating out or entertainment, and 20% toward savings and debt payoff. Most Americans do the opposite. They spend 50% on wants, 30% on unnecessary upgrades, and 20% on stress. When the budget is flipped, the cycle gets worse. But sticking to this simple rule for even 3 to 6 months can completely reshape someone's financial life. The next step is building an emergency fund, even if it's just $1,000 to start. This single financial cushion protects people from turning every problem into new debt. An unexpected bill stops being a crisis and just becomes an inconvenience. Psychologically, having emergency savings also reduces stress and brings a sense of control over life. The third key to breaking the cycle is increasing income, even slightly. In the US, side hustles and skill-based gigs are extremely common. A weekend gig, a remote freelance job, learning a new skill, or earning certifications can bring in extra income that creates breathing room. People assume breaking the cycle requires thousands of extra dollars, but often just $200 to $300 a month of additional income can make a huge difference. And finally, the most important step is attacking high-interest debt first. Minimum payments keep people stuck for 10 to 20 years, but focusing on the highest interest card and paying more than the minimum, even by $50, can shorten debt payoff from decades to months. Americans don't stay in the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle because they're lazy or irresponsible. They stay stuck because the system is designed to trap them. But knowledge, discipline, and small, consistent changes can open the door to financial freedom. Mark eventually learned these strategies. He created a budget, built a small emergency fund, cut unnecessary subscriptions, found a side gig, and focused aggressively on paying off his highest interest credit card. Slowly, his financial stress began to fade. For the first time in years, he wasn't waiting desperately for the next paycheck. He could breathe. And that's the message for anyone trapped in this cycle. You can escape too. It won't happen overnight, but the path is real, proven, and powerful. Millions of Americans have broken the cycle, and you can be next. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, remember, your financial story isn't over. Small changes today can rewrite your future. Start with one step: your budget, your emergency fund, or your highest interest debt. Whatever step you take, it brings you closer to freedom. And if you want more helpful breakdowns like this, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share this message with someone who needs it. Your financial freedom starts now.